man, it's your boy P3.
It's your boy JKS.
Hey man, and this is Behind the Monstarz.
The opposite of what I've been looking for. Not exactly what you call dying, but something about her has me always wanting more.
Man, I guess the Monstarz story would have to start off with like how me and JKS met. You know, we were both signed with Freddie Records at one time. Kind of, you know, the whole showdown, like you're an artist, I'm an artist, I'm better than you, you're better than me. You know, like we both had our little opinions about each other, even though we really never met each other. My producer at the time was DJ Dusty. He kept telling me about this dude, JKS. One day, like, dude comes over to Freddie Records and walking in the hallway, I seen him, I didn't know him, he didn't really know me. At the time, I was arrogant, very cocky, like, okay, well, this dude's gonna have to bring it, you know what I mean? And, like, we actually did a song there when I was signed with Freddie Records, and we did put it out for a mixtape, and then later on, I think the same year, if I'm right, he signed to Freddie Records, and at that time I was already leaving to sign with the Evident Music Group. Now at this point we were both solo artists after Evident, after Freddie Records, so we ended up doing a couple songs. We released a video for Touch the Sky, and right when we released that video, you know, we started thinking about it. We were like, hey man, maybe we should do this group thing. We started looking up a group name. We just came up with Monstarz.
Man, I've worked with a lot of local artists. I've worked all over Texas. We did a couple shows with Young Buck. He had a show called the Bucky Tour. He was fresh off of G Unit. We also worked with Lil Bow Wow and Omarion on the Scream Tour.
At the time when I started touring, I was with a group, Colorblind. We did a Chris Brown tour, Baby Bash, Pitbull, Sucker Free Latino tour. We did a couple runs with Paula Deanda.
Just a lot of artists that were just around that time trying to get themselves out all over Texas. We used to tour all the way up to Dallas and then just circle around all over Texas.
The Sucker Free Latino was the biggest tour I was on. Like, it was Pitbull, Baby Bash, Gemini was in for a couple of the shows, Rob G was in a couple of shows. That was fun, man. It was spending a lot of time on the road, seeing a lot of different places.
And working on my first album, I mean, it pretty much shows what I could bring to the table as far as music. It explores all the styles that I have. I just pretty much just let loose on the lyrics that I gave. I had a lot of feeling behind it. Each song is just something that I had stored inside of me since starting music. Once I started releasing, people started feeling the meanings to the songs, and it gave me more of an inspiration to keep going. So that's why I named it my resume, which I ended up entitling it the last day before it released, because we didn't have a name, and they were asking, well, what do you feel this CD brings to the table? And I said, well, if I was gonna give it to somebody, an A&R, if I was gonna give it to an artist, I would say this is my resume that describes me as a person, as a musician, and everything that I've been through. Man, working with Kiki is just something that I'm just gonna remember forever. It's a legend to me. He's a legend to me as far as an artist and someone who's been working up with, from Screw, Fat Pat, Big Mo. He's worked with everybody that I've looked up to from Texas. So working with him was something that I didn't really think would ever happen. Maybe meet him or so, but once I got the opportunity to work on a song with him, that just pretty much changed up the whole ball game. It gave me a whole outlook on, I might be getting some places right now, but since I'm working with the people that I'm listening to, pretty soon I'm gonna start working with some bigger artists, and just working with him, that was just my way of saying I'm here.
My biggest influences would have to, like, I know Cass is gonna punch me, man, what I'm gonna say, Tupac, man, Tupac. And I love the boy Biggie too, man, with Cass. I'm gonna ride with him on that one, man. Tupac, Biggie, Rakim, just anybody that has like real heart and soul into their music. That would be my influences. Going back to like the Temptations, Elvis Presley even, you know what I mean? Like anybody that just really like poured their heart and soul out on records and kept it moving, kept, you know, elevating their game to the next level. How do I feel about JKS? Tell the truth, I don't like this guy. But
story. I mean, that's the story.
Church. Nah, man, JKS, man, is a well-rounded dude, crazy artist, man. Like I've never been in the studio with somebody that's like, you know, I'm not trying to blow myself up, but I've never been in the studio in a working environment to where somebody is just coming to me 100-fold ideas, well, let's try this, let's do this, let's do this, let's do that, you know what I mean? So as far as an artist, how do I feel about J. Cass? It would be like me looking in the mirror rapping against myself, you know what I mean? Like I look at J. Cass like it's the other P to the pod, you know what I mean? Like that's my homie, man, like I ride with him. What direction and sound? Man, that's a really good question. A lot of R&B, hip hop, even some reggae, you know, but the direction and sound, I would say mainstream all the way, looking for radio. It's not underground, you can't categorize it as underground because underground is kind of what we do with the mixtapes or whatever, but in this, you know, I would say mainstream is what we're directing our music to go.
My team, DBR, Monstarz, we pretty much have everything. We've been working, as we were saying earlier, we're working right now trying to get these interviews going. At the same time, we're in the studio working on new video shoots, photography. I'm giving it pretty much my best because I know my team's giving me their best to keep us going, pursuing our dream, showing us and showing y'all that we really want this.
I love the fans, man. All shapes, sizes, you know, fans will be there for you. They'll ride with you through your wrongs, through your rights, through anything you do. I remember one time in specific, we had just released this song. We were at a radio station. They had callers, like these people calling in. And this guy had said that a song that I had wrote in the past had saved his marriage, and like that was crazy to me. Like it was something that I did in 5 minutes, and like this dude was like practically crying on the radio talking about like we saved his marriage and like how he just loved the song, and it was like,
man, the fans. I mean, they're our inspiration right now. They've been just showing a lot of love all over Texas, all over the country. Getting emails, getting text messages, messages on Facebook, MySpace. Any type of way some fan gives us, they see us in the street, they just give us the whole, we listen to your music, I look up to you. One of those type of stories, even some people saying, like people saying, it helped them out in their life, they felt what we were saying and it changed their outlook in life. That's something that we appreciate a lot, and it keeps us going and motivated to just inspire even the young kids that look up to us.
Steven Milano, he had booked me for a show. I never got to do the shows. It wasn't on his fault. It wasn't on our fault. It was kind of just miscommunication throughout the whole thing. Later on in time, I ran into him in a strip club.
P3 is an individual I met through a mutual friend. When we met, we hit it off really well. The voice that he's got is it's very dynamic, very different. So P3 to me was an asset. I knew that I had to move forward with him when I first met him. J. Cass, I met him through P3. When I met them together, heard their sound, I knew right off it's just a melody for ears almost. It's just, the group together when they sing is, it's music to my ears. I've worked with a lot of people again in the areas that I've been with, or in for that matter, and J. Cass has his own style. He's unique, very strong and passionate. I knew that working with these two it would be an honor.
I'll tell you this much, since I've met the guy, it's been nothing but up, nothing down. We just been working, just like P was talking about. Like, it gets to the point where we're getting phone calls and texts. To some people it might get annoying, but to us we'd rather be working, complaining that we're getting a lot of calls than be complaining that we're not getting no calls,
yeah,
that we're getting no texts. So it's like somebody that keeps you on your feet, someone that just gives you the right directions, points you where you need to be, lets you know if you're just pretty much falling off your game.
Tell the truth, he's probably gonna find us right now because we ain't been answering the phone. Like, no joke, you know what I mean? But
that's just the way it goes. Gotta give something to the fans, you know.
Steve Mills, man, y'all remember the name? We're gonna call him AKA, also known as Steven Milano.
The music's very strong. It's a confident direction on the way that we want to go with the Monstarz group. Their music has a whole lot of meaning to it. As for me to take on a project like that, I would have to really believe in their singing and them as individuals, which I do. Their music is just a combination of almost everything that's successful and everything that I've done. Coming from Las Vegas, I've heard a lot of artists, worked with a lot of people. These two guys are just dynamic when you put them together, so it's a confident choice for me to work with their music.
Man, what keeps us working with him? He keeps calling. he keeps it moving. You know what I mean? We're probably fine right now. Like there's a clause in our contract that says we're supposed to answer the phone during interviews. He's real positive. He just has as many ideas as we come up with creatively as artists ourselves. So what keeps us working with him is the fact that he keeps it moving. Like, he's always got a fresh new idea, ready to work on something different. He's not scared. There's no boundaries in this. I mean, the sky ain't even the limit. It's past the sky. Like, we're looking at Mars and outer space and, you know what I mean, Jupiter type stuff. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you know, it's so.
As far as myself, I live past the year because I'm already visioning what we're going to do in 5 years.
Yeah.
So when you tell me 1 year, I'm talking about hustling, grinding in the studios, hopefully doing shows with just the spots that we can't reach right now, because all the fans have been asking us to go perform in certain places. We're working on that mainly so we can get ourselves into the spots that y'all want us. That's our main concern right now. As right now we're working in the studio, so I see myself working with P3 and the whole team, InerG also, in the studio and within this year, within the next year, and shooting more videos, because that's what everybody's just been demanding about us, saying we need some more videos because we like the first ones y'all be giving us, and that's what we're working on right now.
I'm leaving, truthfully. Like, I'm out. Like, I'm gone. When this interview's done, I'm playing. No, for real. The latest artist signed to DBR Entertainment be my boy InerG. That's not energy like lights and electricity. We talking about inside, InerG. It's my homie, man. It's the sickest with it, man. InerG, man. Remember the name because it's about to be like all over posters and stuff all around y'all.
His music is upbeat. He's futuristic. He works for it.
Man, the DBR camp, man, is by far probably the most professional organization of people I've ever worked with. You know, I've been doing music since I was 12, 13 years old. Now I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of established people. You know, it's a unit of people who are all trying to achieve the same dream. You know, they've got the same aspirations and they're trying to get to the same spot. You know, so there's not one person going one way and another person going the other. You know, everybody's moving in the same forward motion. You know, Milano, our manager, he keeps everything moving forward. This guy's got a one-track mind and he's going to keep going till he gets all of us into a place where we want to be. You know, I trust him with my career as long as P and J Cass. I know, you know, these guys would trust him just as much as I do. You know, any decision that he makes, it's going to be the right move for us. But just to sum it up, man, the DBR camp is where I need to be, and being involved with the DBR camp is probably the most, it's the biggest move I've made in my career so far.
He brings a lot to the table as an individual, as an artist, as a friend, great personality.
So far he's been bringing a lot to the table. He is just one creative person, individual, pretty much helping us out on what we do. We helping him out, so it's pretty much a team player with what we're doing already as a group, as the whole label.
I remember when I first met him, I interviewed him in my living room, gave him a really hard, tough time. Every test that I put towards this guy, he took it on, wasn't shy of it, very confident, stayed as a confident individual, knowing what he wanted to do for the future of the Monstarz group.
Getting in the door with DBR, it was pretty tough. I remember when Steven interviewed me inside of his living room, you know, the questions he asked me were pretty simple questions, but they were tough to answer, you know, because he's built himself a name, he's built a reputation. He does not want that torn down. He doesn't want anybody to come into the camp who's going to be negative or, you know, just be bad all around for the label, you know, just fight with people, that type of stuff, you know. The way he looks at it is that, yeah, you may be good, you may be very talented, but if you're going to fight with everybody, I don't need.
Family already. It's nothing that you walk in, it's something awkward to the label, the entertainment company. It feels just right, just having him there. You know what I mean? So it's like that's part of our comfort zone. He's already part of the circle. He's gonna be good in the music. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't really want to talk too much about it. But I'd rather just let y'all listen to this and see what's coming.
And working with the Monstarz music group is just a blessing on its own. You know, just being able to be a part of their movement, that's a big goal to accomplish all on its own right there. You know, just being able to soak up the knowledge from P&J Cass, and it's amazing what these guys know, and they're two very talented individuals. You know, the music that they make is just crazy. It's not typical music. You know, if you're from down here in the South Texas area, a lot of, you know, rappers and singers and stuff like that, they stick to pretty much one genre of music. They don't test themselves musically. They don't push the boundaries and see how far the envelope will open. These guys ain't afraid of that. You know, with just being around that will help me musically, help me as an artist grow as an artist and become better at my craft. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, most definitely. G gonna be on a lot of the Monstarz stuff, man. As well as we gonna be on like his album, you know. And like we looking to work with anybody, you know what I mean? Like anybody that's out there keeping it moving, doing their thing, man. We don't discriminate, we don't care. Like Monstarz is down for anything that's productive, you know what I mean? Anything that keeps it moving forward. You know
everything that's positive, just number positive individuals, as artists, producers, everything. Any type that has anything to do with the music business, entertainment business, we accept anybody into what we do as long as it's a positive vibe, something that's a good look for us, and that's pretty much what InerG brings, and that's why it's just so clicks so good.
You know, without the fans, an artist is nothing. You know, these are the people who best understand where they're coming from, you know, the message that they're trying to deliver, you know, and these people can relate to that. If they choose me, you know, as the artist who can best represent what they're feeling at that time, and that's a good feeling. You know, I've accomplished something. I've accomplished everything I've set out for that song, you know, or that record, or whatever it may be. Like I said, without my fans, I'm truly nothing. You know, I'm blessed to have the fans that I have. Be on the lookout, there's some new good stuff coming. I know a lot of my fans have been asking me, I haven't posted any music lately. It's because I'm in the process of working on some new music. I got some really good stuff coming onto my new album. We have the Monstarz featured on a lot of it, and I got some good features from some other people.
Hey man, check it out. We really appreciate all of y'all checking this out on YouTube. Y'all make sure y'all hit us up on our Facebook, the Monstarz Music Group, or hit us up at www.monstarzmusicgroup.com. For sure. Holla.